YouTube. What's going on, consumer reviews and DIYs here, back with another product review. And today we got a car phone holder. This is iMay 2023 upgrade, came off of Amazon. Got this for a pretty good price. Right now, I think it's selling anywhere between $7.99 to $9.99. And with this particular phone mount, you get two different options for mounting. You get the suction mount, or you can mount it using your air outlet vents. I think we're going to go ahead and try the suction mount this time around. Some of us with heavier phones, whether it's the iPhone 14 Pro Max, 15 Pro Max, some of the Samsung, Note style phones, they're heavy. And so trying to find a mount that's going to serve the need or the purpose of holding that larger phone up can be a challenge. So we'll go ahead and test this one out. We'll try to even, do some road tests to see if it buckles under pressure. All right, so let's look at it. All right, so, okay, this is the holder for your phone. This plastic. Okay, that comes off. All right, so how do we get this? All right, so it doesn't squeeze. All right, okay, fancy. All right, so we got a little button on the side, and that is going to open up the phone holder. So as you can see, this will hold a range of different size phones. So once you put your phone in place, you just go ahead and close the holder back up, and it'll hold your phone. In theory, we haven't tested it out, but just by us looking at the product and how it's going so far, it looks like that's the way to do it. I like the way this is this comes out. But now, so it has me wondering and thinking, how long would this mechanism hold up? Hopefully it doesn't, start to stick or provide a problem with opening and closing. That's just a thought. All right, so next we have the suction mount. Now, one thing I do like about the suction mount is the flexibility behind it. So you can adjust it. Let's see. So you got two tabs. All right, untighten it, and that's going to allow you to move up and down with that mount. And then when you get it into a place that you're comfortable with, then you go ahead and screw it back tight. And this is for the suction mount. So once you get your suction mount on the place that you want it to be, you go ahead and, okay. All right, it doesn't go back that way. Let's go ahead and pull down on it, and that's supposed to lock the suction mount in place. Now that bulb here, this is where your phone holder is actually going to mount. All right, so not a really complex design. Pretty simple. I think once we get out, we'll be able to see whether or not this is going to hold up under pressure. And I want to just show the other accessory as well, which is the vent attachment. Something worth noting is that even though this attachment will work, if you don't have a very durable vent, then over time this will likely loosen up the glue or however your car's design is, and it'll probably end up breaking it. So that's just something to note, especially for those that have larger phones. So again, I'm going to show this attachment, how this works. You just unscrew to open up the mouth of that attachment, and then once you get it in place, you just screw it back up. And that's how this would support the phone holder if you wanted to go the vent option. Again, I want to make sure I call that out, and I'll show it once we get outside. The previous phone holder, which is still in my truck, it actually broke the little tab probably within 45 days or so, because again, it's a 14 Pro Max with a MagSafe case on it as well. So that's some weight. So, as you go over bumps and, it gives it over time, it'll loosen it up. So one more time, here's the Amazon part number. The brand is iMay, and this is supposed to be an upgraded or updated design for 2023. Really good price right now, ranging anywhere from, I think, $7.99 to $9.99. A couple of different colors as well that they have out there. All right, so this is what I was talking about before. This is my ESR mount with MagSafe, and I initially had it on this particular plastic tab, but it ended up breaking the connection. So I switched it to the middle tab, and I've been using it, but I'm not sure how much longer I am going to use it, because I don't want the same thing to happen to this middle tab, and then next thing you know, all three of them be broke. So again, just something worth calling out if you have a heavier phone, if you're thinking about using this option. It is something, again, that will probably loosen this up unless you have an extremely durable air outlet. All right, so I think that we got this in place like we need. All right, gotta like the way that just glides out. Again, hopefully from a longevity perspective, that stays the same way. All right, so we're going to put the phone in. All right, hold on now. So, something to note, there is another part that you want to tighten up. So if you notice, when I first put it on, it just gave and just started coming down. So got to tighten that other part up. So now it's tight, and let's go ahead and squeeze it a little bit more, and it should be locked in place from here. All right, so I mean, it's holding just stationary, but you know, we all know once we get to moving, we get to driving, that'll really be the test to see whether or not this is going to hold over bumps, highway speeds, etc. So let's go ahead and get on the road. Now it's going to be a little bit bumpy, a little bit shaky. Got my camera on a tripod, and I'm gonna have to hold it in place with one of my hands. All right, and we are gonna reach different speeds on this test, everywhere from 20 miles per hour to probably up to about 45, 50. We're gonna go over some bumps. No highway test, but this will give you a pretty good feel as to whether or not this is going to hold up, or if this is going to provide the type of suction or power that you need to keep your phone in place. All right, guys, so we are on the road. All right, so far so good. You should be able to pick up like just the bumps and just the overall road noise to kind of give you some type of measurement or indication as to how bumpy the road is. But again, we're probably about 35, 40, 45 right about now. And you can tell, you can see she's shaking on that mount. So even though she's shaking, she still didn't fall yet. So so far so good. And I didn't take the time because I was one-handed to really get it on the best possible suction that I could, the point. And then this was all like one-handed. So I'm probably sure I could have got an even better suction if I just took my time and if I had two hands to do it. But so far so good. And we made it up to about 45, but now we got to slow it down. And this is going to be a really good test. There is some tracks up ahead, and with those tracks, I mean, it's a major bump. So we'll see once we get to those tracks whether or not. And it looks like we made it. That's a pretty rough bump. I mean, it's still held up, and it's still looking good, going strong. So I mean, based upon these, short tests, getting up to these speeds, it looks like it's going to hang in there, but continued use to see if that suction cup, wears out over time, or if there's some, other variables that are not considered are going to play a part. So again, guys, you guys let me know what you think about this mount in the comment section. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to the videos for additional content. I'll catch you guys on the next one.